Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dinosaur Island. You all know where we are. This desolate desert land can only be one place. The north side of Dinosaur Island. There has been a drought going on here for several episodes, almost 6 months. But finally, after the dry season seems to have taken the lives of so many dinosaurs, hope is on its way. For finally, it is about to rain. Finally, blisteringly hot blue skies have been traded for overcast weather, and rain must be on its way. It is almost here. It does not take long for the rains to arrive. Now finally, all the thirsty plant life and dinosaurs may finally live peacefully and healthily once again. Finally, Redsail the Spinosaurus may hunt happily again. Katy the Concavinator may finally gain the strength she needs to defeat the Monolophosaurus that has been stalking her. And Para and Stoneback no longer have to migrate. But it is not just our favorite characters that have been benefiting from the rains. The entire north side of Dinosaur Island has been transformed. What was once blisteringly hot, desolate desert is now gorgeous, lush grassland. Trees that were close to dying are now lush and healthy once again. And most importantly of all, what was once dry, dying forest is now the northern jungle once again. But by far the most wonderful thing that has come of the rains is that the rivers and watering holes of the north side are finally full of fresh water. All the thirsty dinosaurs immediately arrived to start drinking. Redsail approaches. He can barely even believe that after such a long dry season, this side of the island flourishes with life once again. He moves closer to the watering hole. And then, for the first time in many months, Redsail gets a cool drink of fresh, clean water. Being a Spinosaurus, he does like to be in the water, more than other dinosaurs. He begins to wade into the lake. He roars in triumph of surviving the dry season. Redsail notices something. Another dinosaur in the lake. The thing that Redsail sees is not just another dinosaur. It is another Spinosaurus. A female Spinosaurus. The female approaches, slowly, cautiously. Despite being small, Redsail is older than he looks. After all, it has been a long time since he was a baby in Season 2. And so, despite him looking a bit small, he has reached sexual maturity. Rather recently, but he has nonetheless. Which means that he is rather interested in the female. Redsail and the female slowly approach one another. The female acts aggressive at first, and, well, not just at first. She's pretty much just aggressive all around. But Redsail wishes very much to mate with her, and he is very persistent. The two go underwater and fight. The female eventually tires of this and leaves, but Redsail won't give up so easily. Redsail will continue to try to court the female Spinosaurus, no matter how long it takes. Meanwhile, we see Para and Stoneback. They are just as relieved as Redsail that the rains have finally returned. In fact, in some ways they are probably even more relieved. For with all this wet, lush vegetation around, they may finally graze and browse like they have wished to for so many dry months. Stoneback begins grazing. Para decides to browse on the lush, damp moss. It is more nutritious and filling for a large herbivore than it may appear. But these two are not just hungry, they are very, very thirsty, and they decide to move away in search of fresh water. Just a few minutes later, we see that Para and Stoneback have located some water. They lean in and begin to drink. For the first time in months, these two can finally fill their stomachs with fresh, cool water. The rainy season has truly made all the dinosaurs more healthy, more happy. However, there is something about this stream that the dinosaurs are not aware of. Something that they couldn't even imagine, but something that all of you will know. This stream isn't just a stream. It is a waterfall. Finally, after months of drought, it too has refilled, and although it is much weaker than it was before, it is once again flowing with water. Para and Stoneback have made their way to the edge of the waterfall. To Para and Stoneback, it feels like they are on top of the world. Meanwhile, back at the watering hole, another predator approaches for their first drink in months. It is Katy, the female concavinator. She especially needs this right now. For although we did not catch it with our cameras, my apologies indeed, me and my camera crew did see the aftermath of what happened. And what we think happened is, well, she laid her eggs, they hatched, but then the Monolophosaurus killed all of her babies. And as we can tell, the Monolophosaurus isn't dead. Katy managed to escape the scene, but she is still being stalked by him. Thankfully, her ankle has healed remarkably well from the bite she received a few episodes ago. But with the loss of her young, Katy is doing very badly. She probably would have died if it weren't for the rains. Finally, it appears that she has drank her fill, and she moves away from the lake. She must keep running if she is to escape the jaws of the Monolophosaurus. As we said, he cannot be far away, for she did not defeat him. we hear something. Something that Katy doesn't hear. It appears that the Monolophosaurus was even closer than we previously thought. He decides that it is time to attack. But Katy whips around and bites him on the neck. Katy may have lost her babies, and once again, my apologies that we didn't catch that part on camera, but she has survived the dry season, and more important than that, she has killed the Monolophosaurus. And she is strong, healthy, and full of energy once again. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Dinosaur Island.